Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In our previous class, we have been discussed about the pollination and types of pollination. So, in the first type is finished. That is nothing but we are going to say self-pollination. So, where the transfer of pollen means it will take place from anther to the stigma of the same flower, and it will be held in the only in the bisexual flower. So, yesterday we have been discussed. And these plants, certain plants, what they do is they produce us two different type of flowers. So, one we are calling as a chasmogamous flower. So, to whom we are calling it as a chasmogamous flower means the flowers with exposed anther and stigma, we are calling it as a chasmogamous flowers. So these flowers will be present above the surface of the soil, and they will be always in the exposed condition. Stigma and anther will be in a exposed condition. Whereas another certain type of flowers are present. So these flowers we are calling it as a celistogamous flowers. So celistogamous flowers will present inside the soil. They will not present above the soil. They will present inside the soil, and always these flowers will be in a closed condition. So these flowers they never open. Always they will be in a closed condition. So we have been discussed in our previous class. So such type of two types of flowers will be appear in the nature in few plants here. So one it will be present above the soil, another one it will present inside the soil. So up to here in our previous class we have been discussed. So today's class let us discuss about the significance of this celistogamous flower. Just now as I said here, to whom we are going to as a celistogamous flower. So these are the flowers which will present inside the soil, and always they will be in a closed in condition. Now what the benefits we are getting from this celistogamous flower? Significance is nothing but benefit. What the benefit we are getting from this celistogamous flower? So first benefit we are getting they are invariably autogamous, as there is no chance of cross pollination. So what is the meaning of this one is, so this celistogamous flower, so invariably autogamous. Invariably means always. What is the meaning of invariably means? Always. So that means this celistogamous flower always they will go for the self pollination or autogamy. Autogamous is nothing but self pollination or autogamy. So these flowers will always go for the self pollination only or autogamy. They doesn't have any chance. There is no chance for what means cross pollination. They never go for the cross pollination. Always they will go for which pollination? Self pollination only. So this is the first benefit for them here for the celistogamous here. So there is no chance of a cross pollination. Why there is no chance of cross pollination means because they are present inside the soil, and that too they will always will be in a flower will be in a closed in condition. They never open. So if they open means that time there is a chance of a pollination, cross pollination. But what happen means they will be in a closed in condition. That too they will present inside the soil. So that's why always they will go for what here? They will go for the self pollination. Invariably means always they will go for the self pollination, as there is no chance of a cross pollination. So this is the first benefit of the celistogamous flower. Next benefit what means produces assured seed set even in the absence of the pollinator. So what is the meaning of this means? Usually normally we have seen that if the pollination want to take place means who is helping here means varieties of pollinators are helping. Agents we needed here. Varieties of agents are helping for the pollination. If flower want to convert into the fruit means must and should they need the pollinator. Who are the pollinator? So pollinators either it may be a wind, either it may be a water, either it may be insects like your honeybee or many other insects it may be present. So these are all are what means insects, we are calling it as a pollinators. Many agents are needed here. So among that who are the pollinators means, so insects are the pollinator. So insects will help for the pollination, but in this case celistogamous flower they doesn't need any pollinator. They doesn't need any pollinator because here they are present inside the soil and they will be in a closed in condition. So even in the absence of the pollinator they will go for the pollination, because the flower will be closed in condition and the anther and the stigma will lie close to each other. Automatically what happens means the pollen grains will fall on the stigma. So that's why they doesn't need any pollinator for the pollination. So and due to that one they produce as a assured seed set here. 100% that flower will convert into the seed. Just now as I said here example yesterday groundnuts here. So even the groundnuts will produce as the flowers. The flowers will convert into the fruit. That is nothing but groundnut seeds, and inside that groundnut fruit it will produce us here, and inside that we will find the seed. So 100% what we will get here? We will get the seed we will get here. So these are the two benefits we are getting from the celestogamous flower. So in your exam they may ask, if they ask here, write the significance of the celestogamous flower, means these are the two significance we are getting from this celestogamous. One, always they will go for the self pollination and there is no chance of a cross pollination. They never go for the cross pollination. Second significance what here means, they will produce as 100%, they will produce as the seed even after the absence of the pollinator. If there is no pollinator also, 100% what they are doing means they are producing the seeds. In the absence of the pollinator also, the 100% what they are doing means they are producing the seeds. The flower will be converted into the fruit and they are producing the seeds. These are the two benefits we are getting from the celestogamous flower. Now next here, advantages of a self pollination. So say autogamy is nothing but self pollination, as I said here. Now what are the benefits we are getting from this self pollination or autogamy? Let us here. So first advantage is in self pollination there is least wastage of pollen grains. What is the first benefit we are getting from the self pollination? Means there is least wastage of the pollen grain. As I said you in my previous class here, so in the bisexual flowers what happen means self pollination it will be taken place. To whom we are calling it as a bisexual flower, means the flower which is having both male and female. So in the flower it contains both male and female, that is nothing but it contains the anther and even it contains the stigma. Both stigma and anther it is present in the same flower. So that time what happened, directly the pollen grains will go and fall on the stigma with the help of the pollinator. So there is no chance of wastage of any pollen grains here. So that's why there is a least wastage of the pollen grains here. Here the pollen grains will not waste in a large manner. So that is the first benefit of the self pollination. Second benefit what they are getting is it helps to produce the pure lines. So it helps for producing the pure lines. Pure lines means, as I said here, the flower which this is the flower. So whichever the characters in this plant is present, same characters will present in the male also and even it will present in the female also. So next if due to this the plant which will get here, so later as a pollination it will be happen, this flower will convert into what here? Fruit. So and from that fruit what it contains? It contains the seed. When we sow this seed inside the soil, we will get a new plant. A new baby plant will get arises. So this is the baby of this plant. So new plant will get arises. This is the baby of this plant. Now whichever the characters it is present in this plant, same characters will be produced in this plant also, in the offspring also. So next in the same manner, this plant will also produce as the bisexual flower and same type pollination it will be held and they too produces the flowers and which contains the seed. And when we take the seeds from this plant also and if we sow inside the soil, means another one new plant we will get which is having the characters of this two plants here. So like that how many generations will go also, same characters will be moved from one generation to the another generation. So that's why it will help to produce the pure lines. Pure lines means that same characters will be go on moving through from one generation to the another generation. Characters will not get changed. Whichever the characters are present in the parent, same characters will be exhibited to the generation after generation. So this is one generation. So they got this is the second generation. So this is the second generation. In this whichever the character present, same characters will be exhibited and from this again third generation if they get made, same characters will be produced in this generation also. This is the meaning here what we means pure lines. So because so both male and female they having the same character, so that's why offspring which they are getting here they will also go on getting the same character. So next benefit, this is only if the plant having the good quality, means that good quality it will be transferred to generations to generation, it will go on transferring. So it is the helps in producing the pure line. This is the meaning of that pure lines. Pure lines means same characters will be transmitted from one generation to the another generation. So next third character says the advantages what he means, special adaptations such as nectar, color and fragrance need not be developed in the self-pollination flower. Next is special characters here. So the flowers which are bisexual in condition, such type of flowers they doesn't want any nectar, color or fragrance here. So why they doesn't want nectar, color and fragrance? What is the meaning means the flower it will produces the nectar and even the flower they doesn't need any color, so and even they doesn't need any fragrance. Fragrance means what here? Smell. because here all these three things they needed to attract for the insects. Why all these things they needed here means all these three things they needed to attract for the insect here. As the insects will come close together by these things, so that time there may be a chance of going for the pollination. But here they doesn't want all these things, because here male is also present here only, female will also be present here only. Directly what happens means pollen grains easily it will go and fall on the stigma. So that's why they doesn't want to keep all these things here. So nectar, color and fragrance doesn't need to for the self-pollinated flower. So if there is cross-pollinated means there needs all these three things also, nectar, color and fragrance, because here pollen should be go and fall on the other flower. So who will be the carrier? The insects will be the carrier, pollinators will be the carrier. If they want to come near to the flower means they should attract to the insect. The how means through the fragrance, through the color and through the nectar. If the flower it will exhibit all these three things means then only the pollinators will come attract to them and they will help for the pollination. But in this case here they doesn't want all these three things. So this is the another benefit we are getting from the what is self-pollination we are getting. So these are the three benefits we are getting from the self-pollination. So in your exam if there's what are the advantages of self-pollination means, so these three things you have to write. So there is a less wastage of pollen grains, and through the self-pollination you get a pure lines will get here. Pure lines means same characters will be exhibited from one generation to the another generation. If that plant it is having the good character, if that plant it is producing the good fruit, good fruits it is producing, sweetness, if everything all these things if it is present means same characters will be exhibited from one generation to the another generation. Next character as I said here, they doesn't want nectar, color and fragrance. So all these three things they doesn't want, because when they need all these things means to attract for the insect they need all these things. So next one, advantages is finished here. Next we have to let us discuss what are the disadvantages of the self-pollination. So even the advantages is the 100% will get, the disadvantages also we will get. So let us see what are the disadvantages of self-pollination. So first disadvantage of self-pollination is due to self-pollination there is no genetic diversity in the plant. This is the first disadvantage of the self-pollination. As I said here, advantage as I said here. So through that, whichever the character is present in the parent, same character will be exhibit in the offspring also. Pure lines it will get follow, as just now as I said for you here. So disadvantage, this is the disadvantage. So whichever the character it is present in the parent, same character will be exhibit in the offspring. There is no chance of a change in the character. There is no chance of a change in the character. So whether that parent it is having the good character means it will follow the good character only. Whether the parents are having the bad character means that bad character only it will be go on transmitting from one generation to the another generation. There is no chance of any changes in the character. So characters if it is good here means still it may become best it may become, but there is no chance of such things, because here both male and female present in the same flower. So in that plant which character it is present, it will present in the male also same character, female also same character. So that's why they will not get any chances of getting the new character. So this is the one of the drawback or disadvantage of the self-pollination. So due to self-pollination, no genetic diversity. Diversity is nothing but a variety. We will not get any variant or certain or new type of characters will not get exhibit in the plants here. Next disadvantage what here means, it may leads to ultimate degeneration of the race here. So next what character it will help here, ultimate degeneration of the races here. If the same character, if they due to the continuously if the plants are going on exhibiting the self-pollination means, so what happen here means same characters it will go on exhibiting in one generation to the another generation means, so finally in one generation what happen means there may be a chances of abnormalities in the plants here. There may be degeneration of that character. That characters may be get vanish here, and instead of that there may be a chance of getting the abnormality in the plant. So due to continuous self-pollination it will bring abnormality in the plants here, or many diseases in the plant body it may be appear. Degeneration of the races, that characters may get damaged here, so that it may get destroyed. So that is the another disadvantage of the self-pollination. So this is the disadvantage of the self-pollination. So in your exam if that write the advantages and disadvantages, these points you have to right? So this is about your autogamy or self-pollination. One type of pollination we have been finished, self-pollination. Next we will move to the other type, that is nothing but second type. So we are calling it as a geotenogamy. So yesterday as I said, here three types it is present. One is the autogamy or self-pollination is over. This is the second type, that is we are calling it as a geotenogamy. So what is the meaning of this geotenogamy? Means the transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower born on the same plant. So usually you know that pollination meaning. Pollination meaning what here? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. This is the definition for the pollination. Now self-pollination means same it will present. A transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower, so which is present in the same flower. Here the pollen grains in autogamy, suppose this is a plant, this is a flower. This flower, it contains the stigma. This is another flower of the same plant. And this is the anther. So this is a single plant. Now this plant, it is producing the two different type of flowers. These are the unisexual flowers. These are the which type of flowers here? Unisexual flower. Now this is the male flower and this is the female flower. Now geotenogamy is nothing but transfer of pollen grains from anther. Transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower. Anther of which flower? One flower. Anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower. So this is the another flower. Stigma of the another flower. Born on the same plant. So born on which plant? Born on the same plant. So this is one plant here which is producing the two different type of flowers they are producing here. So suppose the transfer of anther, the transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower born on the same flower. So this point is born on the same plant. This point you have to mention. Say born on the same plant is called geotenogamy. So what is the meaning of geotenogamy? Means transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower born on the same plant is called as geotenogamy. Whereas in case of autogamy, what we have done? So in case of autogamy, so this is a plant, it is producing the flower, and this flower, it contains both male and female part in the same flower only. So this is the male and this is the female. So this is the single flower. Roughly I have drawn here. Now this is a plant which is producing the flower. Inside this flower it contains both anther and the stigma. So if the anther fall from suppose if the pollen grains fall from anther to the stigma of the same flower, means then this condition we are calling it as a self-pollination. Now this condition we are calling it as a geotenogamy. So understand geotenogamy. So geotenogamy is nothing but transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower born on the same plant. So these two flowers they are born on the same plant. So this condition we are calling as a geotenogamy. Whereas another third type, as I said here, xenogamy, as I said here. Xenogamy means here also transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower born on two different plants of the same species. So here definition will comes here. It will get changed here. Two different plants. They are born on the same plant, but here it will born on the two different plant. Suppose this is one plant and here this is another plant. This is another plant. This plant, it is producing the flower. It is producing the flower. This is the stigma. Assume that this is the female flower. This is the stigma, female flower. This is one plant. This is one plant. This is one plant, this is one plant. Two different plants. Both are two different plants are present. Now, this is the flower which is producing. This is the flower. Now xenogamy means transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the another flower born on two different plants. Born on two different plants. Both the flowers, they are not present in one plant. They are present in the two different plants of the same species. Both the plants should be having the same species. Same species. What is the meaning means? So if this is the mango plant means this should also be a mango plant. If this is a guava plant means this should also be a guava plant only. So they are not the same species. So that's why the plant should be have the same species it is present. So xenogamy means what here? Transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the another flower born on the two different plants belongs to the same species is called as xenogamy. Keep remember these points only, it will give the meaning for your definition. So whereas in autogamy what it will present? Present on the same flower. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower present on the same flower. Present on the same flower. This is the self-pollination. This is the self-pollination. This is the diatonogamy and this is the xenogamy. So this diatonogamy and xenogamy, both they are what type here? Both they are cross-pollination. Both what they are? Cross-pollination. Both what they are? Both are cross-pollination. Who are cross-pollination? So diatonogamy is also cross-pollination. Xenogamy is also cross-pollination. In cross-pollination we will find the two types. One is the diatonogamy, another one is the xenogamy. So here in one plant two different flowers will be present, whereas in xenogamy two plants say which belonging to the same species it will be present. So like that here three types of pollination is finished. Autogamy, diatonogamy and xenogamy. Xenogamy even we are calling it as a what here? Allogamy. Xenogamy even what we are calling? Xenogamy we are calling it as a allogamy. Xenogamy what we are calling? Allogamy we are calling. So like that, so three types of pollination we have been finished. Next let us discuss the agents of the pollination. Who are the agents for the pollination? As I said here, pollination must ensure it is needed here, but only for pollination it is not needed for whom means pollinators are not needed for whom means Celestogamous here. Now let us see who are the agents of the pollination. Next is the agents of pollination. So pollination take place through external agents like wind, water and animals here. So just now we have been discussed what is the meaning of pollination. Pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower is called as pollination. Now this pollination if they want to take place means certain agents we needed here. So these agents they will help to transfer the pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower. Now who are the agents means? So these are all of the agents. These are all of the external agents we are calling. So why we are calling it as the external means they are present outside the present. So that's why we are calling it as the external agents. Which are the agents means wind is the external agent, water is the external agent, animals are the external agent. With the help of these three agents here, pollination it will take place in the flowers. So in this pollination, these agents have been classified into the two types here. So one we are calling it as a abiotic agent, another one we are calling it as a biotic agent. Abiotic means non-living thing, biotic means living things. So who are the non-living thing means wind and water are the non-living things that are present. So wind is also non-living thing, water is also non-living thing. So that's why both of these two things we have been classified in the abiotic agent. So first of all, so anemophily. So to whom we are calling it as anemophily means if the pollination take place by the help of the wind. So you have seen that wind it will be blowing. This wind it will carry the pollen grains from one flower to the other flower. So who are the agents means wind are the agent, and if the pollination is taken place with the help of the wind means we are calling it as a anemophily. Keep remember this one, it is important for your NEET, especially for your NEET. These concepts are important. So pollination held by the wind called as, they will give the 4 options: anemophily, hydrophily, zoophily, ornithophily, or some other options they may be given for you. So answer is what here means anemophily. If the pollination held by the wind means we are calling it as a anemophily. If the pollination held by the water means we are calling it as a hydrophily. Hydro means what? Water. So through the pollination it has been held with the help of the water means we are calling it as a hydrophilic. We are calling it as a hydrophily. So both they are the abiotic agents we are calling. Next, if you come to the biotic agents here, biotic means what here? Living things. So here living organisms, they are helping for the pollination. They are helping to transfer the pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower. So in that here, first one is the zoophily. So the zoophily to whom we are calling means if the pollination held by the animals here. So which are the animals means rodents, garden lizards, lemurs, jackal. So these are all the animals here. So different type of monkeys. So if the pollination, rodents means here rat, goose. So all these are all the rodents here. So these with the pollination held by these animals means then that condition we are calling it as a zoophily we are calling. So next here ornithophily. So ornithophily to whom we are calling if the pollination held by the birds. So varieties of birds what they are doing means they are going for the pollination, especially means hummingbird we are seeing here, sunbird. So these are the flowers here. So what help me? They will help for the pollination, especially which bird? Hummingbird. So this bird it will help for the pollination. So if the pollination it will be held by the birds means we are calling it as a ornithophily we are calling. Next type of agent are nothing but here insects. So if the pollination held by the insect means we are calling it as a entomophily. So if the pollination held by the insects means what we are calling? We are calling it as a entomophily. So insects like a bee, you know very well here in insects honeybees are the best pollinator we are calling. So these bees, beetles, wasps, moths, so these are all are the insects here which is helping for the pollination, which are helping for what here? Pollination. If the pollination it will be held by the insect means we are calling it as a entomophily. Next, if the pollination held by the snail means we are calling it as a malacophily. If the pollination held by the snails means we are calling it as a malacophily. In the same manner, pollination held by the ants means we are calling it as a myrmecophily. Pollination held by the ants means what we are calling? We are calling it as a myrmecophily we are calling. If the pollination held by the bats means we are calling it as a cryptophily. Pollination it will be held by the bats means what we are calling? Crypterophily we are calling. So these terms you have to keep remember. It is important for your board also and especially it is important for your NEET. It is important. So pollination held by the bats means crypterophily. Pollination held by the ants means myrmecophily. Pollination held by the snails means malacophily. Pollination by the insects means entomophily. Birds means ornithophily. Animals means zoophily. So animals means zoophily. You can keep remember this one. Where we will find the animals means we will find in the zoo. So that's why zoo if it comes means it will comes from the animal only. So like that here. Pollination held by the water means hydrophily and wind means anemophily. So these are all are the different agents which are helping for the pollination. These are all are we are calling it as a pollinators we are calling. So we will stop here. That in next class we will discuss by taking one by one. So we will discuss the anemophily. So to whom we are calling it as once again we will discuss to whom we are calling it as a anemophily and what are the characters possessed by the flower if they want to carry by the wind. So all these things we will discuss in your next class.